it going, gamers? Luis here, and I just got done playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. During E3 this year, Nintendo chose to only show Legend of Zelda off and transform their booth into a giant Hyrule to go along with the demo's atmosphere. They also gave attendees a Breath of the Wild shirt and limited edition coin. A few new amiibo were on display that are part of the Breath of the Wild game, although we don't know what they do just yet. The three new amiibo were an archery Link, a horseback Link, and then an enemy guardian. The Wolf Link amiibo from Twilight Princess HD is also compatible with the game, and instead spawns in a wolf companion to help you hunt animals during the game. Anyway, Nintendo had two different demos set up, and I got to play both of them. One of them was a 15-minute demo where you had the chance to explore any part of Hyrule you wanted within the Great Plateau, and the second demo, which was 20 minutes, pretty much was the introduction that they showed off during the Nintendo Treehouse livestream. So in the 15-minute demo, I was dropped into a random part of Hyrule, left to explore the Great Plateau. The world of Breath of the Wild is huge, absolutely huge. In fact, it's about 12 times bigger than the world in Twilight Princess. Now, given that I was only able to explore the Great Plateau, I didn't have enough time to explore every nook and cranny, but even then, had I dashed straight down the Great Plateau, I wouldn't have been able to hit the section's border in the 15 minutes the demo was. The Great Plateau is actually just 1% of the game's entirety in terms of the map size, so it's pretty darn big. Breath of the Wild breaks a lot of traditions that other Legend of Zelda games had. When you're exploring the open world, you can do just about anything you want. You can hunt down animals in return for steaks that you can then cook and then eat. Eating food is actually the new way you'll heal hearts in this game. There are no longer any heart pieces that you find in the wild. The same can be said about rupees actually, at least in my demo. I couldn't find a single one suggesting that they might not even be in this game. Now, while this game still features a pretty linear story, you can still go off the story path and explore the world, and in fact, you're encouraged to do so. In my first demo, I found a village of enemies cooking food and guarding a treasure chest. I slowly approached their campfire and shot an arrow at a nearby beehive to distract them. While they were busy being stung by the bees, I pulled out a traveler's sword and destroyed the village, unlocking the treasure chest, revealing a brand new tunic for Link to wear. Clothing is actually a new feature in the game. Temperatures matter in this case, so if you're in the snowy part of Hyrule, Link is going to need a warm tunic or else he'll slowly begin to lose health from the cold. There's even a dedicated temperature meter at the bottom right of the game, along with an audio meter to show if you're making any noise while you're trying to hide. Inventory has also been changed up a bit. Using the D-pad, you're able to quickly switch between primary weapons, and these weapons can be found all over Hyrule now. These can be swords, axes, spears, or even enemy clubs. They also break over time the more you use them, so it's important for you to check your inventory so you're able to check and see what's about to break so you can drop those weapons. In general, items have become more common and have gotten variety. There isn't just one magical main sword anymore. You can find a bunch of different variations of a sword by finding them in chests or taking them from enemies. Now in the 20-minute second demo, this demo was much more about a linear story than exploration. It was literally the introduction of the game, and I had an objective to go do. The demo starts off with Link waking up after 100 years of sleep, hinting that this Link may be one that we played as in the previous game. You hear a voice telling Link to wake up. This voice guides you out of your slumber to find this new item called the Sheikah Slate. This new item is a source of Link's new magical abilities that will essentially be a major component of a lot of dungeon puzzles. For example, in some of the mini dungeons or shrines that I did get to explore, you can use the slate like a magnet to move objects around or create a block of ice in a body of water. The slate also acts as both your world map where you can set a waypoint, or a pair of binoculars where you can scope out for enemies. After leaving the sleeping chamber, you're introduced to the new large open world in this game. You also run into an old man that explains that Hyrule has been in darkness for the last century. Coincidentally, this man also looks like the King of Hyrule, although that's just a theory. A game theory, that's as far as I'm going to mention MatPat here. Anyway, this old man points you towards the direction of a temple, and it's in this temple that you accidentally activate something that triggers a bunch of resurrection towers to appear across Hyrule. These towers will then fill in Link's map as you explore the open world. Now after a bit of exploring, I found a shrine, and these act as mini dungeons that usually teach you new skills or mechanics regarding the Sheikah Slate. The one I found taught me how to use the slate's magnetic powers to maneuver puzzles in said shrine. After solving the shrine's puzzle and finding the glowing blue statue at the end of it, I finished the demo. Now here's what I took away from playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It definitely pushes the Wii U to its hardware limits. This open world is insane in size and has so much life to it. In the 35 minutes I got to play, I raided an enemy camp, cooked a steak meal, found the Temple of Time, solved a mini dungeon, and this was all in just a small section of the large world. Now like I said, this game really does push the Wii U to its limit, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. Nintendo has created and reformed the Legend of Zelda formula to be this vastly new yet familiar world that's just a pleasure to explore. Yet this game has some trouble with some technical issues such as frame rate drops when explosions go off, or when a large enemy is on screen. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild looks very promising. These changes to the traditional Zelda formula are a welcome addition, and I feel like they're executed really well in this game. I'm excited to get lost in Hyrule once again, and with the NX upon us, I'm really excited to see what that version looks like too. With that said, this game does suffer from technical issues, but we're so early in the game's development in terms of how far the release date is, which is most likely March 2017. They still have time to fix those issues, so I have faith and hope that Nintendo will get to doing that later on in development. Thank you all very much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, smack a like on it, let me know that you are excited for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And in the comment section below, let me know what you thought was the most interesting or exciting part of this new reveal. Like, what did you like that they changed up about the Zelda formula? I'm really interested to hear that. As always, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.